Yes guys, and welcome back to the channel, and if you're new around here, welcome. So last week we had our Premier League prediction video and we had a very good week. We had 10 selections and we got 9 correct. So very good week. The one we got wrong was the Mo Salah bet. It was for him to get 2 shots on target. He got 1 shot on target. In fact, he scored. He had a penalty, scored that, but he was quite quiet in that game, so he didn't get the 2 shots, which is quite rare from him. But apart from that, 9 correct. Very good week. So I hope you earned some good money. I saw one of the comments that someone turned 50 into 1,000 or something like that. They done all selections or something like that. I don't know what it was, but if you won money from it, well done. This weekend there's no Premier League predictions because there's no Premier League fixtures, obviously. So I wasn't too sure what to do, but I've gone with picking out games which I expect goals to happen. I've picked out, how many games have I picked out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. I've got 7 games for you where all the pre-match stats are pointing to goals. As you know, I do all my bets in play, so I'll have these written down. I'll have them on the side. There should be live streams for, let's have a look at these games. For most of these games, there should be live streams available. So I'll try and watch these ones. And then the markets I will be looking at will be over 0.5 first half goals when the odds hit at least 1.8, which is usually around the 15 to 20 minute mark. If there's an early goal, you can do over 1.5 first half goals, possibly. If it's 0-0 at half time, so the first half was a bit dead, then you can maybe look at over 1.5 goals and the odds will be 1.8 upwards. And then if it's 0-0 around the 60th minute, you could always jump on goal lines. So if 1 goal happens, you get stake back, and then 2 or more, profit. It's always best to bet in play because you'll have the pre-match stats to look at, and plus you'll be watching it with your eyes and you can actually see what's happening, so you've got both things to back up your bet. If you cannot do in-play bets this weekend, then the markets I would recommend would be over 2.5 goals or both teams scoring. Both their markets will be pretty good for all these games. And also in play, you're going to get better odds as time goes on as well. So that's another reason why in play is better. Anyway, so let's dive in. I've got, well, how many games did I say? Was it 7? I'll go through them in time order. So the first one is an early game. This is all in UK time, by the way. So the first one is 7 a.m. Hong Kong Premier League. We have got, I don't know how you pronounce this, Wofu Tai Po FC against Lehman Warriors. Now, if you look at the last 5 head-to-heads, 4 of them have ended with over 2.5 goals. The last 3 games at home for Wofo have ended with over 2.5 goals, and the last 3 games away for Lehman's ended over 2.5 goals. Both teams concede, both score. We should see goals. And at 10:45 a.m, we are looking at the Australian A-League. We have Perth Glory versus Auckland. No previous head-to-head data. They've never played each other, so it's the first time meeting. However, the last 5 home games for Perth have ended with over 2.5 goals. And their defence is just really poor, leaking goals like no tomorrow. In all 5 games at home, they've conceded at least 3 goals. If you look at the last 5 games for Auckland, 4 of them have ended with over 2.5 goals. The only thing which makes me a little bit wary about this game is the last game for Auckland's did end 0-0, but hopefully they bounce back and they score a ton of goals against this defence, which is very poor. Okay, next is at 11 a.m. Oh my god, another team which I cannot pronounce. Nakhon Ratchasima. I think that sounds pretty good. And then they're against Nakhon Pathum. This is in the Thai League. They've played each other in August, ended 2-1. 3 out of the 5 last home games have ended with over 2.5 goals. 4 of them had both teams scoring. 4 out of the 5 last away games for Pathum ended with over 2.5 goals. 4 of them both teams scoring. So both teams again scoring, conceding, loads of goals. So another goal fest match potentially. 2 p.m. over in Italy, Sassuolo women versus Lazio women. All 3 head-to-heads have ended with over 2.5 goals. Sassuolo at home, 4 out of the last 5, over 2.5 goals, and that's same when Lazio play away. And then 4 out of the 5 last games for both teams have ended with both teams scoring. So yes, goals, goals, goals. Right, 2:30 p.m. we've got Hoffenheim versus Wolfsburg, Bundesliga. Now this stat is very interesting. In the last 10 head-to-heads, all of them have ended with over 2.5 goals. And if you look at the last 9 home games for Hoffenheim, 6 of them have ended with over 2.5 goals, and most of them games have had both teams scoring as well. And if you look at Wolfsburg, when they play away from home, 5 out of the last 6 have had over 2.5 goals, and 5 of them have actually had 4 or more goals, which is crazy. 3 p.m. we are over in England. We are in the Isthmian Premier League, Bognor Regis Town versus Hashtag. They played each other this time last year and ended with 9 goals, ended 4-5, absolute goal fest. And the last 2 games for Bognor have had loads of goals. We've had 7 goals and 5 goals. 7 out of the 9 last games for Hashtag have all ended with over 2.5 goals, with 7 of them being both teams scoring. So yes, another game we should see plenty of goals. The last game we have is at 8 p.m, PSV versus AZ Alkmaar in the Netherlands. The last 4 head-to-heads have ended with over 2.5 goals, and this stat is very interesting. PSV are on a streak of 8 games at home having over 2.5 goals, and if you look at AZ, the last 4 games away have all had over 2.5 goals. So that is 7 very solid games for Saturday the 11th of January, where we should see plenty of goals. Go back to the start if you need to, write them down. Watch them if you can, because I promise you watching them will make a massive difference. Please smash the like button if you enjoyed this video and you think it will help you out. Subscribe if you haven't already. I shall see you in the next video. Take care. Peace.